Raise your horns high and let your spirit flow. It's the classic metal wrap-up show. Feel the rush, let the loudness grow. It's the classic metal wrap-up show.
Whoa, tell me, baby, why did you stay last night? Oh, don't you hear me crying? Woo, woo, woo.
Welcome back to the Classic Metal Wrap-Up Show. You're hearing some Howlin' Wolf as you just got done with a message from him from beyond the grave, right, Andrew?
Yes, and well, I don't know how much about that I really want to say, but boy, was that interesting, and boy, is the timing of us airing that pretty interesting as well. What yesterday was.
From Saul and Bob Leather and Howlin' Wolf, a message that we can't really say we didn't sign off on in any way, shape, or form, and I'm going to be surprised if YouTube will let it stay up. We'll find out. It's going to be a roll of dice.
If not, I'm sure that might be one of the rare clips that ends up on Rumble, and if it does, you'll probably get a more complete version.
All right. So a couple of things we can go over here. Some things that my compadre Andrew here, I don't think he's seen yet. I want to show him this one here before we go on to the Neely family history. I think you need to check this out. You have not seen this yet, I don't believe. And when you do...
Oh no, I just seen what it is. I can only imagine what's going to happen here.
Oh no. Here we go.
Are you enjoying this?
Well, okay. Vocally, that doesn't sound as terrible as I was expecting it was going to be, but it sounds like if you went to a bar on a Saturday night and you got somebody that could kind of do it. But the moves, and I mean, the moves are still tame here compared to other shit that you see them doing. It's just, I don't know.
But even if this is for developmental, who's Eonian Records? Who's buying this?
They're probably like another Cleopatra-esque company, and I agree. Who is buying this? I got the fucking Diary of a Madman album. I can listen to the original.
And what is he wearing?
Grandma clothes.
He's got a fucking vest and a tie.
The fucking goddamn.
And then they just pick some guys they just pick rando guys from LA to be in the background as the band, or how, like who? Maybe it's the Ionian band, the house band.
I don't know what the fuck it is. It's weird.
I can't believe this came across my feed. And I was like, what is this? Well, we gave you bet. All right. Anyways, that we'll move on. But there's Mark Torian doing Mark Torian things with
Torian,
Jason.
Taurine, whatever the fuck he is.
Yeah, Tor whatever. Yeah, and Jason Bonham the third on the drums, and some other guys in L.A. who tried out for a part apparently.
Yeah.
Eonian Records. I don't know what you're doing there. But
Here's
how many?
what I'm going to say about any of these tribute albums. It's the one thing that Neely has said is bizarre that I will agree with Wendell on, because I don't understand it either. You could just go, if you're going to spend money, you could just go buy the record that the original artist recorded the song on. Why the fuck do you want it?
Yeah, I don't get it either, man. I'm just gonna leave it in the background while we talk about this. But this is just like I don't. And is this going to be a single or an album or? And this is I don't know. I don't know again. But 16,000 people have watched it in 3 weeks. I don't know how that's even possible.
That's more than.
Look, he's doing the hand. He was doing the hand stuff. You missed it. He was doing some hand movements. Yeah. See, here he goes.
Just spin too. I would do that, but I'm tethered to the fucking mic.
He's yeah, he's got
Yeah. Like he's a fucking showgirl.
Okay. All right. Mark, you got enough time on the wrap up show there. Your manager called. You gotta go. Mm-hmm. All right. Now we're gonna move on to some Neely family items that y'all have never seen before.
Yeah, so you want to set this up? You were helping Dayton clean out the barn, and underneath some hay, you had found a shoebox full of Kodak film that was undeveloped or something.
110%. And
so we went and got them developed.
This was the first one. It shows me here going through the old time. This treasure chest of old family photos came to me, and this was again.
I mean, right there, you're looking like, oh, I haven't seen these in years.
And another relic that Martin left behind because he knew that Brother Wendell wouldn't share these items. Andrew, he wouldn't. Some of these might be embarrassing to Wendell.
Right.
So.
Well, if I remember correctly, the story that you had told me earlier was Martin was very into photography. So we got a camera, and he bought it with money that he had made picking corn as well.
There you go.
And when Dayton found out about it, he forbade him from developing the film because in the Amish culture, that's stealing one's soul. Yep. And it was hidden away in the barn, and thankfully you found these and finally got them.
And we know that my brother Wendell, he kind of omits the Amish part of our family history there. He mentions that they're very religious, but he won't usually dive too far into where that goes because he knows that Father Dayton doesn't even approve probably of his radio show, really. But
right.
So we'll start that. So this is what we're getting into here. Some old Neely family photos. Let's start with this one here you guys have never seen before. To prove that Brother Wendell is Amish, here he is pulling up to the Amish restaurant in his truck.
Right. Well, let's actually clarify this. So guys, this is disheartening. It's going to break my heart to even tell you. June 6th of this year, the Quaker Steak and Lube closed down.
Closed.
So Wendell was finding himself, he probably won't bring this up on the show, having to find a new hangout spot, get a bite to eat. And it's seeming like the universe is leading him back to his roots.
Again, he can't rest in peace. Quaker Steak and Lube in Indiana, they've closed their doors, and that probably hit him pretty hard. And yes, the photograph, someone caught him. As you see, they were driving by and they recognized him in the truck and heading to the Amish restaurant looking for the new place where he can hit on the waitress and get a bloomin' onion.
Yeah.
So that's one he'll never show you guys. Never talk about that side of his family. I think I don't know if we discussed this before, but he's used to be a cook at the Dells. He used to have a little burger stand.
Well, it was named after him, so.
Yeah, so the smug look on his face with the spatula just always puts me.
Yeah, Wendell's always brought pride into every job he's ever had.
Absolutely.
He's very passionate about working, as Capricorns are.
And to give the final photo of Wendell at the Quaker Steak and Lube having a final
Yes.
meal. This was the
He
day
didn't
before
know it
they
was
shut the
coming.
doors. Yeah, yeah.
2 minutes after this, they told him, "Hey, we're shutting down in 3 weeks," and fucking gutted.
Yep.
Fucking Wendell doesn't cry when anything happens to people, unless something happened to Don. Um, Fucking Niagara Falls with this one. This really.
Yeah, you losing the QSNL is a major hit for his life in Indiana for sure. Okay, let's go through some more stuff. Here's a photo he'll never share. Little Evil and Wendell at Lake Erie swimming.
Yeah,
Imagine that.
it's a good.
And
That's a good one.
he likes to pretend that my side of the family doesn't exist and that we never got together when we were young. But these family photos that Martin
Occasionally,
took,
dating would get you for 2 weeks in the summer.
and that is definitely, brother Martin being the oldest brother's viewpoint. I mean, that's what
Yeah.
he was, so. He'll never share that one either. That one should be probably framed in his Studio A right next to him when he's on the air. Here's a one that he won't share either before the QSNL closed, ladies and gentlemen. We did take a couple of hot dames. We got picked up at the
Well, look,
Arcata.
you guys are with some actual tens there.
Fresh out of the Arcata Theater and right over to the QSNL for a little wine and dine and a little something to eat, a little something to drink. You see, I'm having a cold brouhaha there.
Yeah, you told me that he said, "All right, Evil, I'll go have a bite to eat with you, but you can't let people know that we're okay. I mean, you are my
Exactly.
brother, and if I don't have dinner with you, I do feel bad, but I still got a persona to put to I can't enunciate the word I'm trying to use, but I got a persona that I need the rest of the fuckheads in the chat room to believe, pal."
That was his main concern, was that he felt Jackal might lose all hope and do something drastic to himself or others if he found out that Evil was really the third in line for the CMS throne. And other than Aiken, I mean, it would be Evil taking over. He just Jackal really wants that third chair, I think.
Now,
And
go ahead.
no, I was gonna say Wendell doesn't want to break his heart, is what it boils down to.
Now, you told me that whenever you were done eating, he did pull out a old school tape measure, like the one that's just the band, and started measuring that young lady there's waist to make sure she hadn't expanded any after those wings.
Yes, that's exactly what he did. Whereas Evil just threw the brunette on the back of the bike and railed her for the rest of the night at the hotel room and didn't think twice. So
Wendell went, "Put your arms out to the side, sweetheart. I got to take measurements."
Oh, and so yeah, he won't admit we were at the Arcata Theater riding our bikes with our dames before we went to the QSNL, just proving that we do have some brother times once in a while. Here we are with Dawn heading over the rainbow in Hollywood.
See,
Of
that's
course.
kind of cool because, and we'll be fair, Don has a fucked up hand, as everybody knows. So
Yeah.
Wendell was nice enough to kind of act like, "Oh yeah, Don, he's driving it," but really, it was like the same thing as when you put like your younger sibling on a four-wheeler and you're
Yeah,
holding control.
he was exactly. And here's us with Father Dayton when we were younger at the Neely family farm in Ohio. And the Pennsylvania-Ohio border, as you guys know, we moved around a little bit in those days. But I would once in a while, when I was young, go visit Father Dayton and check out what was going on with Wendell's side of the Neely family. So again, another photo he won't share, but younger Father Dayton before he had grown old.
Mm-hmm.
Here we are at the Arcata having a cold brouhaha, and
Oh, look who's in the back! Good old Sweepy Sweep.
Jackal, when you try to say that these aren't real, how did Sweepy end up in the background with his invitation shirt on?
He's doing his job.
Mm-hmm. So, Neely, Brother Wendell, but having a cold brew at the Arcata was always a good time. Here we are with Father Dayton many years back. Well, not too far back, but more recently than the previous photos. But I mean, this was 5 or 10 years ago. We were
like 24.
Yeah. So we were having a hot meal and a traditional Amish meal, as you can see. That's and Wendell won't admit this, but yes, we did have a little bowed our heads in prayer. So Here we are in the Studio A together. He won't admit that either, but on special occasions, we have, got on the radio waves and talked to Chris. And some of those segments were never aired, unfortunately. That's the reality because he didn't want to admit his brother was, on the show with him. But Jackal, as you can clearly see, that who's in these photos, who's in the photos.
Yep.
So, here we are on the Monsters of Rock cruise. I got my brunette babes with me, and well, Wendell's he's greasing up Don, making sure he's covered in the suntan. We don't want him to get burnt. He's on the cruise. So yeah. Don, because he can't reach. He can't reach
Right,
back there,
yeah,
and he's got the bad hand, so it's kind of a double whammy. Wendell has to step in. If Crenshaw's not available, then Wendell has to apply the lotion.
Of course.
Here's an old family photo.
Oh, Martin.
Father Dayton took this one of Martin being.
Was it Dayton? Was it Dayton or was it one of y'all's sisters?
I thought it was Dayton, but it could have been an older sister. But possibly an older sister using Martin's camera so he could sneak in the photo with his brothers. So as you can see, Wendell's sketching the mayor. And me, I'm just looking on, trying to figure out if I can do the same. So, and you can see Martin has no concern in the world. He's thinking about stamps or something.
Yeah.
Golf. Yeah. The old family photos. Here's one that he doesn't like
these
to
are
show.
It's heartbreaking. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to zoom
We
in
got
here
a
a little
couple
bit.
there. We got whenever
So-
his wife, this is clearly the 80s, you could tell.
The rat shirt in the middle, and he's
1985 when the gardener neighbor started taking
Mhm.
over Wendell's wife and he fell asleep on the couch. Yeah. There she is being cold to the family at Christmas.
Yeah.
That Wendell was talking about where you
Martin's a little bit older here, and so
Yeah. You're there.
Yep, little 8-year-old me. So, and you can tell Father Dayton's not happy with whatever he knows that this his son's
He
being
thought
made
that she
for.
was a total fucking cunt.
Yeah. So I'll go to the next one, and
wedding day.
Yeah, that's the wedding day.
And you were the ring bearer, weren't you? He doesn't.
Yes, I was. Yep. So that's one he wants to forget. You'll never see that photo on the CMS. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Here he is at the Quaker Steak and Lube.
This is what's her name? The hot tub girl, the 19-year-old girl.
19-year-old girl. There you go. San Diego. Yes. So
yeah.
Oh yeah, took her down. He got his dock and tooth and nail shirt on, and he's out having a good time. Another photo he won't go over because it brings back hurtful memories in his heart.
23/24-year-old Wendell with 19-year-old girl.
Yeah. Here's Wendell getting a little counseling session.
I know a lot of people think that Neely is the life coach, but
he had to get the certificate from somewhere.
In trouble with the doctor-patient confidentiality, so I might have to. Sorry, Wendell, I didn't know this was going to get leaked.
Yeah. And then we'll take a look. Here's one he didn't show of him
from when he went to Vegas,
Las Vegas. Yep.
Yeah.
And that was the outfit he was truly racing in that he didn't want to share with everyone. And this is going to be
our
the
book.
cover, yes, of our book. So, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard that.
That's why it says the whole story.
Yes, you've heard that Wendell and Brother Aiken are releasing the CMS book, and we totally support them doing so. But somewhere in the edits, Wendell had them nix the chapter about the wrap-up show, and
we're like how Mary Magdalene is to the Bible is kind of how the wrap-up show is to the CMS book.
So we reached out to Joel McIver and asked him if he might help, and he said, "Well, I could, because we didn't want to make Wendell mad, so he said he would have to ghostwrite it a little bit here, but with a down payment, he's helping us create the wrap-up show's book, The Metal Family, the whole story, and we're thinking about releasing this the same day or maybe the same week that Wendell releases his book, so we can get the full.
Look out for it on Amazon. Hopefully, Wendell isn't a dick like Axl Rose and tries to block us like Axl blocked Alan Niven, who has the book.
Oh yeah, the cease and desist. Yes, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah. So let's see here. So that will keep your eyeballs peeled. The whole story will be coming to you very soon.
Mhm.
So at this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and take a little cut here because we have some video for you. Well, we're going to discuss two little things here. One is this video that we're now going to share. Coming up next is the VHS video that Brother Martin left to me, showing that Brother Wendell was a double in a major 80s film. You will be surprised because you've probably never seen Wendell. Most people don't know that he's quite loose on his feet. He's a good dancer.
Very loose on his
Yes.
feet. You might almost say a certain kind of loose.
Yeah, and so this is going to surprise you all, but this will at least show you when in the 1980s how embedded into Hollywood Wendell really was. I mean, behind the scenes with Steel Piston and playing the clubs, and then, he had his different jobs, but,
Now, was this during the time that he was working at the Licorice Pizza?
it could have been around then, or maybe when he was doing the DJ thing on certain Sundays, or remember he
Right.
was like the second DJ guy, so he kind of was the second in a lot of areas around Los Angeles.
Yeah,
You'd
even
find
including his
work.
marriage.
So we're going to leave you with this here, and then we should announce that there will be a segment by the time you see all of these. There will be one final segment here, which doesn't really require much of me and Andrew because it was a pre-record with a very special guest.
Right.
He is known as Sam, the hair metal Swami, and he is the brother of the hair metal guru. And he has a few things. Yes, brother to brother, we had to have a heart-to-heart conversation.
Evil Neely and Samuel Bryant.
Yes, the Swami. And it's hard life, hard living being the younger brother of a famous podcaster. So we did a short interview with him. So this will be his first appearance as well. So we're going to leave you with these two final things. My brother Wendell doing his thing in Hollywood in the late 80s or mid 80s, and Sam the Swami. So this is for this week's wrap up show. I think Mick would definitely want to give this one double taters. Don't you think he'd want to give double taters?
Yes.
Yes, double taters. All right, y'all. We're going to get back to it a little more frequently. We won't be leaving out. And hopefully I can get a USB camera to this damn computer and figure out why my camera's not working. So one way or the other, more wrap-up show coming. And obviously there's going to be plenty more news as we're going to be heading out of here. You guys can all tune in to the Classic Metal Show that I think is going live, hopefully here in just a little bit. So.
Yep.
All right, y'all. Till next time. Taters!
Haters!
Raise your horns high, let your spirit flow. It's the classic metal wrap-up show. Feel the rush, let the loudness grow. It's the classic metal wrap-up show. Oh yeah, classic metal wrap-up show.
And we're back with the Classic Metal Wrap-Up Show, a special presentation. You know, I have an interview here with a special guest I've been talking to for a few weeks and found out that he's like my own kin. Brother versus brother is what we're probably going to be calling these segments. As the younger brother of famous podcasters, it's a tough life for us, ladies and gentlemen. And you know, we brought our fellow younger brother here to the show today, someone you may not be familiar with, but that's because he's been living in the shadow of his older brother. He's the younger brother, just like I'm the younger brother of Wendell of the Classic Metal Show. Let me introduce you to Sam, the hair metal Swami, the younger brother of Anthony, the hair metal guru. All right. Thanks for coming on the show, Swami.
That's for sure, Evil. We're both brothers to famous podcasters, and they both stole our gimmick. It's a burden being like the younger brother to a famous podcaster,
Well, on that note, there's Sam the Swami, the hair metal Swami. How was it growing up as the guru's younger brother?
Guru? Mom called him Goober. He came up with Guru because he didn't like being called Goober. He's the hair metal Goober. But as his younger brother, it was okay, I guess, it was okay, the Dakotas,
Oh, so even during his distinguished military career, you're saying that no one in the service ever called him the guru back then?
No one in the military ever called him Guru. He made up that name himself. He was called Goober as a child and in the service. Hair metal Goober. Yeah, for sure, Yeah.
Oof, wow. Okay. Well, the guru never bothers to tell those stories on his hair metal show.
Oh, yeah. He never tells the whole story. He leaves a lot of pertinent facts out of the stories,
Well, what are a few little known facts we should know about your brother, the guru? Or the goober, as you're saying that he's called.
One of the things you should know about my brother is that, he likes to eat a lot of dino nuggets and ranch dressing and, drinks a lot of Sprite.
Yeah.
That's his favorite, and drinks a lot of Sprite on ice. Yeah, goes to McDonald's daily, yeah.
Were there other, trials and tribulations, growing up as the younger brother of such a famous military man and heavy metal or hard rock hair metal podcaster, as they say?
Yeah.
Oh,
My brother, he's my older brother, but part of the problem with him sometimes, is that his hygiene isn't that good. He won't take a shower very often, and his teeth and brushing and dental care has been, non-existent for many years. My brother, he sometimes, one of the things he was known for in the service that people don't talk about was that he had stink foot all the time because those boots were horrible. People would smell him 3 miles away and not want to eat anything from the chow line when the guru was serving the food, the mashed potatoes and the greens at the chow line in the mess hall, I'm the younger brother for sure. I served in the service as well, also on the chow line and working in the mess hall, yeah. I like you, Evil. You're a good guy.
Well, Swami, your brother does have some co-hosts and some guests sometimes, and
For
might
sure.
be a little bit of questionable, character.
Oh, yeah,
You know?
absolutely. Yeah. Well, he's he does a good podcast and has a lot of watchers and viewers, I guess. But some of the people he has on the show just don't really have the best reputation.
And what do
Yeah.
you think about those types?
Yeah. Well, I can't, as far as his co-host now with that Rochelle guy, just seems like he might be the kind of guy you don't want to leave in the house alone with your daughter or something, like just saying, these guys are creeping around, lurkers as they call them, I think the kids nowadays. Yeah.
Yeah, again, facts that were never ever spoken about on the Hair Metal Gurus podcast on YouTube.
Yeah.
These things are being left out.
For sure.
I mean,
sometimes I joke around with my friends and say they should call him the hair metal gatekeeper. Hanging around and cavorting with the likes of a creepy Rochelle guy or maybe a ghouly Greenbaum and these types, and then cavorting and side with those types. It's probably not a good look for your podcast, But my brother's probably too dense evil to even really know that that's not a good look for his show, but he doesn't care. He just wants clicks and viewers like I do and you do, yeah.
Well, some of these might be, disturbing facts, that the people of the Classic Metal Wrap Up Show may want to be briefed upon and informed of. So if you have any other things to get off your chest, Swami, please feel free.
As far as Sebastian Bach and Stevie Rochelle goes, I can only step in and say this about my brother, well, maybe Sebastian Bach is just a bigger star and wants to be left alone. Never crossed Stephen Rochelle or Ted Poley's little feeble minds, I guess, so my brother and me had a fight over that too. We were having dinner over dino nuggets and mac and cheese, and he tried to stab me with a fork because I said that maybe Sebastian Bach wanted to just be left alone, and Goober Anthony, he still got really angry at me and tried to stab me with a fork. Mom and Dad had to separate at the table. Oh, well, like my brother's favorite band, is probably Warrant, and he really sides with Janie Lane and feels for him and everything. It's almost like my brother's spirit lay down in that hotel room in LA and died on the floor of the hotel next to Janie, that's just when his heart left his body or something, Yeah. Because he has no heart anymore. He doesn't care about anyone, just cares about clicks and views, We're from the Dakotas. It's cold here, and so sometimes we have to stay in our igloos and listen to a lot of hair metal music, even though, well, to be frank, none of the Bryants have any hair at all. Yeah, I have all the memorabilia on the walls, just like my brother. We collect a lot of memorabilia, the rock memorabilia for sure,
Well, an applause and appreciation to you, Swami, for persevering through all that, trials and tribulations you went through being the younger brother of the hair metal guru,
for sure,
or goober, or whatever he's calling himself. Definitely should bring up the fact that you give some props and some praise to your brother. He through AA was able to defeat alcohol in the bottle, and we definitely also want to applaud that as well here on the Wrap Up Show, don't you think, Swami?
Well, my brother for sure is in AA for his alcohol addiction, so support to him for staying sober, but he's a little bit preachy sometimes, and he just talks too much about it and tries to tell everyone how to live their lives, and he should probably just shut up and stay in his lane. But that's just what Sam the Swami thinks, for sure.
For sure. Well, we appreciate you coming on the show, Swami. We appreciate you shedding light on all of this information. Is there anything else you want to get off your chest?
Some things that the people would want to know about, like my brother, is that he drives a Prius, and in the snow of the Dakotas, it can get pretty tough. It's not very practical, but he does it anyways for the earth, and some other things about my brother. Well, he really likes to play badminton, but badminton is tough to play unless it's indoor rec league. He's a champion of the indoor rec league of badminton. He's an indoor rec league champion in badminton. People don't know that. And other unknown facts about him is Well, the reason why he couldn't be a full infantryman and go to the front lines of the service was because they said my brother suffers from something called having like 2 left feet, like, you know, so like both of his feet are going the wrong way or something, like, you know, I don't know, but
Thank you again for coming on the show, Swami. We're going to have to make this a reoccurring segment with Sam, the hair metal Swami, coming right here on the Wrap Up Show, brother versus brother, talking shop as things progress. We'll reach out to you and we'll make sure you come back on the air. Is there anything last minute things you want to bring up? Any final topics you want to discuss?
Okay, well, thank you, Wrap Up Show, for having me on, and thank you, Evil. We'll hope to talk to you soon. Maybe we'll do a new segment, Sam the Swami. Hair metal Swami. like you know, that rings better, I think, than the goober. Yeah, make sure you flood his chats and his comments on his videos, maybe flood his comments and videos, with like a lot of, hey, hair metal goober, just see what he says about that, Oh yeah. Oh no, we're both going to be sponsored by Razor Care products very soon for our podcasts, because we really need them. Okay. Well, this was a great interview, and I really appreciate it. Oh, this has been so fun. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well,